Ed is going to say a few words about the next person to receive an induction, and he's also going to accept the award for that person. So Ed, I'll give the microphone to you as soon as you get here.
First, I have, fortunately, with me my good sister, who's behind me, and she's in all good spirits today, smiling. Right to her left, and behind her is my brother George. He's not smiling so much. It's his birthday today, and I didn't get him a present. Can't win. We're also fortunate to have my dad's grandchildren, some of them here. Lauren, we have Lawrence, and we have Alice. On September 21st, 1997, Sullivan County witnessed the rededication of its courthouse. Jurists from throughout the state and nation participated in events which named this citadel of justice the Lawrence H. Cooke Sullivan County Courthouse. His portrait was unveiled and was hung in a position of honor in the main courtroom. The ceremony presented a fitting tribute to a person who capped his career as Chief Judge of the state of New York, and who achieved the honor and respect of all who knew him. Lawrence Henry Cooke was born on October 15, 1914, in his family's residence on Broadway, just several blocks west of that courthouse building. He was a son of noble and distinguished parents, Mary Pond Cooke, a teacher of mathematics and Latin, and George L. Cooke, Sullivan County District Attorney and then later County Judge, the person for whom our Cooke School was named. He attended school in Monticello and graduated as salutatorian of the class of 1931. Thereafter, he entered Georgetown University and achieved academic success, graduating cum laude and president of a very distinguished class. He was accepted at Harvard Law, but respecting his father, changed to his alma mater and graduated from Albany Law School in 1938. Lawrence Cooke returned to Monticello to practice law, and thereafter was elected supervisor of the town of Thompson and chairman of the Sullivan County Board of Supervisors. He entered judicial public service, being elected Sullivan County Judge and Surrogate, and continued his judicial career upon election to the Supreme Court bench. Several years thereafter, he was elevated to the appellate division by Governor Nelson Rockefeller, where he served until 1974, when he was elected to New York's highest court, the Court of Appeals. In 1979, at the governor's chambers in Albany, Governor Hugh Carey named Lawrence Cooke Chief Judge of the state of New York, recognizing his ability, his intellect, and his illustrious career. Governor Carey's expectations for a successful tenure of office were soon fulfilled. As Chief Judge and Administrator over all courts, Lawrence Cooke redefined the courts of New York. He was innovative and initiated programs which resulted in a decrease of court case inventory and acceleration of cases to disposition. He was praised for his work by United States Supreme Court Chief Justice Warren Burger, who stated that for his perseverance in making the courts of New York work better for the state of New York. Professor Vincent von Ventry, a leading analyst of the Court of Appeals, has stated that as a judge of the Court of Appeals, Lawrence Cooke guided his court in leading state courts nationwide in independent constitutional protection of the right to counsel, search and seizure safeguards, due process, fundamental fairness, and other areas of the law. He was known as a First Amendment advocate, stressing freedom of the press as one of the foundations upon which our government is based. He supported women in the courts, even to the extent of resigning from Albany's University Club because of its discriminatory policies against women, and directed judges and other court personnel refrain from conducting business in clubs with discriminatory membership policies. Joan Ellenbogen, former president of the New York State Women's Bar Association, stated, "Judge Cooke was the one who had done the most in New York for women's rights." The accomplishments of Lawrence Cooke were acknowledged only several days ago in a New York Law Journal article entitled "The Best of New York's Court of Appeals," where he was honored as one of the top 10 judges of that court from 1853 to present. He was lauded for writing a highly recognized opinion in People versus Belton. In that case, the Cooke Court rejected the U.S. Supreme Court Belton rule that permitted warrantless vehicle searches in certain circumstances. However, 27 years thereafter, the U.S. Supreme Court adopted the Cooke determination, vindicating the Court of Appeals in this significant search and seizure matter. As a judge, Lawrence Cooke established a pattern and example for all judges. He was hardworking and was always considerate of individuals and opposing positions. As a person, he was kind and sensitive and touched many lives in unique and meaningful ways. Former Chief Judge Judith Kay determined that he wasn't just born with the love of his community, he earned it every single day. On my behalf, joined by my brother George and my sister Lauren, we thank the Monticello Central School District for bestowing this posthumous honor on our father, Lawrence Cooke. We humbly accept this accolade on his behalf and in his memory. We love him for all he was and all he achieved, but most of all, for being a wonderful human being whose legacy to us may best be expressed in an actual incident about a month ago, when a pleasant man approached me at the library in Monticello, said, "I knew your father from having dinner with him at the diner. I have his picture in my home. He was a great man and an extraordinary human being." Thank you.